That warmer forecast. Well, some of the people who live in the most violent parts of Peoria are saying enough. WMBD's Alyssa Paldo is searching for solutions in one of the neighborhoods rocked by violence, and she joins us in the studio with this special report.
Yeah, Lindsay, in some parts of Peoria, gunfire rings out on a daily basis. The people who live in these areas say that wasn't always the case, but they haven't given up hope. They're fighting to turn things around, reclaim their neighborhood, and restore it to what it used to be.
Couple houses down the house, that's the worst house on the street right now. You know, doctors came out of that house.
Clyde Gully has called South Arago home for more than 30 years. He climbed to success as a city council member and raised his family here when it was one of the most desirable places to live in the city.
We moved here, we had great neighbors, everybody knew everybody.
Barbara Malakote's family has owned their home on South Arago for 57 years. In that time, both neighbors have watched things change. Now home to 8 vacant properties, poverty, and violence.
So there's always gunshots over there.
Malakote can point out each of the places where shootings took place from her front porch.
They came running up here shooting. There's a hole in this house over here, went all the way through.
The past few years have been especially tumultuous on this street. The first homicide of 2015 happened here, claiming the life of 17-year-old Tyrone Jones Jr. A 12-year-old girl was shot while watching TV on the couch inside her home, and a toddler injured this summer. They join a list of others also caught in the crossfire.
Well, maybe I've been here too long, because a shooting is just something common now.
Peoria Police Chief Jerry Mitchell says the number of shootings so far this year is higher than in the past 10, more than 90 in all. Reclaiming these neighborhoods is top priority for the department.
It doesn't really matter what the street is. We know there's only 1 or 2 people that are driving the violence and making it bad for everybody that lives there. It is the 1% in this community that's driving 90% of our violence. 1%.
Chief Mitchell says this all leading to the creation of the Target Offender Unit, taking aim at getting shooters off the streets.
The tool that I have here is a hammer. It is locking up those who break the law. That's it.
How's it going, man? How you doing?
The Peoria Police Department also has 4 resident officers packing their bags and moving onto the most vulnerable streets. Officer Chris White lives on Cattell. With the addition of the first resident officer on Armstrong, PPD saw area crime rates drop by nearly 20%. And when that officer eventually moved out of the neighborhood, those numbers continued to plummet.
It's because the neighborhood started to police itself. It was that type of ownership of the neighborhood that we've seen that had bigger impact than anything I can do.
There's a lot of potential for a lot of the neighborhoods on the south side of Peoria to kind of reinvent themselves.
Gully says it all starts with the little things, like a fresh coat of paint, making sure the grass is mowed, and inspiring other neighbors to take the same pride in the neighborhood that's kept him calling it home all these years.
The fact that this street is on the south side of Peoria doesn't dictate your destiny.
Now, the city and police want these neighbors to know their concerns are being heard and addressed. The Peoria Police Department is also becoming more visible in local schools. Chief Mitchell says officers are helping kids understand picking up a gun is not the way to solve a problem. Live here in the studio, Alyssa Paldo. Back to you guys.
Coming up.